2 strokes into my first triathlon, I realized I couldn't lift my arms over my head. And if you're even thinking about your first triathlon over 50, good, because I'm about to save you from a very cold, very humbling mistake. I was in my early 40s, Olympic distance triathlon, cold reservoir in June, and I'd borrowed a wetsuit that had never been tried on. 2 strokes in, I'm like, why do my shoulders feel like they're encased in a rubber straitjacket? I had almost a mile to swim, so I flipped over on my back and did this awkward elementary backstroke thing, kicking, my arms swishing on the surface like a cold, slow starfish for an hour and 10 minutes. In the next few minutes, I'm going to tell you the 5 biggest mistakes I made at my first triathlon, so you don't have to. And stay to the end, because mistake number 5 is the one that determines whether you finish your first try feeling proud or completely fried. Mistake number 1, don't borrow a wetsuit you've never tried on. And definitely don't borrow one that's meant for water skiing from people who need it until Friday night when your race is Saturday morning. So my husband picks it up Friday night. 0 chance to practice. Race morning, I squeeze into it. It's tight, but I've never worn a wetsuit, so I think maybe this is normal. The gun goes off, I start swimming. 2 strokes in, my arms are basically stuck at shoulder height. I can't lift them overhead without massive effort, so I flip on my back and starfish my way through a mile. By the time I get out of the water, I'm shaking because I moved so slowly I couldn't warm up. And I'm thinking, okay, bike time. I start to get on my bike and the official says, no, your race is over. I was devastated. I didn't even get to do the fun part. Here's your simple wetsuit rule. Try it on at home and make sure you can lift your arms overhead easily. Do a 25 to 50 yard swim test in a pool or open water if you can. If you feel like you're fighting the suit, you're not building fitness, you're burning matches. And if you're buying, get a triathlon specific wetsuit. They're way more affordable now than they used to be. Mistake number 2, don't skip open water practice. In my head, an open water swim was going to be civilized, like a safe little rectangle with boats and lifeguards and a polite perimeter. I drive down to the reservoir. I come around a corner and see one buoy, way out in the middle of the water. No border, no protected zone, just good luck, enjoy the lake. I was terrified because I'd never practiced in open water. It's colder, you can't see the bottom, there are no lane lines, and your brain starts telling stories. If you can do just 1 open water session before race day, do it. And here are 3 tiny things that changed everything. 1, practice sighting. Lift your eyes every 6 to 8 strokes and aim for a landmark. 2, practice contact. Even in a pool, do a few laps where you stop and start and pass someone or bump gently so your nervous system doesn't panic on race day. And 3, cold shock plan. Get in, let your face adjust, exhale slowly, don't sprint the first 30 seconds. If you can't do open water, at least mentally rehearse it. Watch videos, talk to someone who's done it. Don't be me expecting a floating velvet rope of safety. Mistake number 3, don't start with Olympic distance. I thought, how hard can it be? I'm a runner, I can handle Olympic distance. Turns out, if you can't swim properly and you get cut off after the swim, you can't handle Olympic distance. So I humbled myself and I started over. There was a race called Why Not Try? TRI instead of TRY, put on by the YMCA. It was short. The swim was about 400 yards in a little city pond. Kind of gross, but manageable. And that was my real beginning. Sprint, then Olympic, then much later, Ironman. Here's the mindset shift that makes your first try successful. Your first try is a rehearsal, not a performance. So start with a sprint, even if you're a strong runner. You're learning the format: swim, transition, bike, transition, run. You're learning how your body feels switching sports. And if the biggest thing holding you back isn't your legs, it's your head, my free 3-day expansion quick start is in the description. It's 3 simple prompts to get you moving without overthinking. Mistake number 4, don't race on your high school graduation bike, but also don't think you need a $10,000 bike. When I started, I was racing on a bike I got as a high school graduation present that I had barely ridden in 25 years. Heavy, not built for racing, questionable vibes. But here's the truth. Expensive gear is not what makes you a triathlete. Showing up makes you a triathlete. If you want a simple, good enough checklist, here it is. Bike, it fits you. No pain in the knees, back, or wrists. It shifts smoothly through all the gears. The tires aren't dry rotted or cracked. Brakes work. Chain isn't rusty. You can ride it comfortably for the race distance. Run, shoes you've already run in. No brand new on race day. Swim, goggles you've tested. Anti-fog or even spit. Yes, I said it. And they don't leak. And of course, the wetsuit you can actually move in. You can absolutely upgrade later after you fall in love with the sport, but don't let gear become the gatekeeper to expansion. Mistake number 5, don't push at max effort the entire race. Somewhere in my Olympic distance years, I realized I had 2 options. 1, push like I'm proving something the whole time, finish wrecked and secretly hate it. Or 2, finish with a smile on my face, feeling proud, energized, and excited to do it again. And the time difference between those 2 approaches? Not much. So I chose a motto: finish the race with a smile on your face. For your first try, here's a simple pacing cue. Swim, smooth and steady. Bike, comfortably hard. You can speak a short sentence. Run, start easier than you want for the first 5 to 10 minutes. Give the legs time to stop feeling like lead pipes and ease your way into it. Save the suffering for later. Your first race is about becoming the kind of woman who shows up. Here's what's funny. In my early 40s, I worried about looking foolish, being last, not being fast enough. But 20-some years later, when I was getting ready for Ironman Coeur d'Alene at 63, I realized something. I actually hoped I'd be last, because being last meant I finished. My goal wasn't to prove I was impressive. My goal was to do the thing. So if you're thinking about your first triathlon over 50 and you're worried about being slow, let me tell you, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you expand. You become more visible to yourself. You keep the promise. And if you finish last, but you finish smiling, that's a win. And if you're sitting there thinking, okay, I want this, but my brain is loud, I've got you. First, grab my free 3-day expansion quick start. The link is in the description. It's simple and fast. Day 1, make 1 promise to yourself. Day 2, claim the identity. I am a triathlete, even before your first race. Day 3, take 1 action, small, real, done. And if you want more structure after that, my 7-day expansion course is the next step, because it turns motivation into a plan you can actually follow. If you want to try the training system I use to stay healthy, train smarter, and keep it fun, I've got a link for 2 free weeks of TriDot, plus a free one-on-one onboarding call so you're not figuring it out alone. Comment below. Have you done a triathlon? Are you thinking about one? What's holding you back? And please, go find a wetsuit that actually fits.